Well, you asked for it, so here it is. Everything you need to know to buy and install your own secret compartment in the F-Series Mini. What you decide to store in there is completely up to you. Maybe a selection of delicious herbs and spices, or if you're American, it can be your emergency chicken nugget stash. Go wild with it. Regardless of what you're going to cram in there, I'm going to take you through what tools you need, where to buy the parts from, and of course I'll run you through how to install it step by step too, because well, I'm just a legend, aren't I? No mucking about today, go grab yourself a cuppa, get sat down, and let's get into it. Now I mentioned this before in my secret mini features video that if you picked up a really early F-Series Mini, like a 2014-2015 model, then you were lucky enough to get this hidden compartment as standard. Unfortunately for the rest of us with cars from 2016 onwards, Mini decided to drop it. But in a car with as little cabin storage as the Mini, every bit of space counts, and that left me wanting to install it for myself to utilise that void behind the dashboard. Otherwise it's just wasted, isn't it? Now, since the first wave of cars actually had these compartments fitted from factory, they're classed as an OEM part, so you can simply phone up Mini and ask for one. Happy days. I ended up stumbling across one on eBay, so here's the part number that you need to look out for because my local Mini dealer just wouldn't give that information to me for some reason. Just remember, if you're watching this abroad, that I drive on the correct side of the road, so this is for right-hand drive cars only. If you require the part number for a left-hand drive car, then you're going to have to do the legwork yourself, unfortunately, because, like I said already, Mini won't give it to me. Now, this part was from a 2014 R57 Mini, so you don't necessarily have to find one from an F-Series for it to fit. Perhaps that's the reason why I managed to get this so cheap. I paid £48 for this part, which I think is a bargain. If you have to buy it directly from Mini, they'll be asking for £170. It came with the piano black piece of trim on the front too, which is spot on, but if you're ordering directly from Mini, remember to specify what kind of trim you need, because some cars come with that weird carbon fibre from Wish kind of pattern. Anyway, now you know the part number and the way around buying one if you don't want to splash out and get one from Mini, let's get down to actually fitting it. So in order to fit this compartment, there are basically 5 pieces of trim that need to be removed from the dash. This plastic trim, where we're going to eventually fit the new part, this air vent, the surround around the outside of the infotainment system because underneath that there are a couple of little screws to remove. Up top there's a blanking plate which will need to be popped out so we can access a clip to remove the head unit. I know on some cars it's a speaker, but I don't have the 𝙁𝘾𝙊𝙆 audio, unfortunately. Makes this job a little bit easier though. And once that trim up top is out, you can finally remove the screen, which is hiding the last screw that you need to get to on the air vent. Trim removal tools are going to be your friend for this one, and the only other bits that you're going to need is a little screwdriver and a T25 Torx bit. As you can see, you can pry out the first half of the trim covering the void we're fitting the compartment into, but in order to get the other side out without breaking anything, the air vent has to come out as well, and it's held in place by a few clips plus one hidden screw that I've mentioned before behind the head unit. So in actual fact, we need to start the job by removing that screen, and to do that we need to take off this trim from the top of the dash and the surround around the infotainment display. There are 2 plastic pins at the bottom of this plastic surround, and to pop them out you just need to push the centre of them in over and then pull them out. Once you've got them out of either side, you just have to unclip it from the top of the screen, which is a little bit tight, but it should come with a decent tug. Oi oi. Now we've got that out of the way, the next piece of the puzzle is to remove this black piece on top of the dashboard. And it's only held in with clips, so get your trim removal tools and prise it up enough so you can get in there with your fingers. All I'm doing here is exposing a hole so I can push down on a little plastic hook holding in the top of the screen. It's literally impossible to film it, but it is down that hole, I promise. Before that, there are 2 T25 screws to take out at the bottom of the screen. Now, if you're really struggling to get this top clip off the screen, you can just about get in at the screw holding in the air vent, but I mean, if you're persistent, it's going to be much easier if you can get the screen out the road. Once it's loose though, you've got to be careful because it is only dangling off the loom. I found that plastic surround that you took off earlier on was exactly the right size to prop it up. Little hack for you there. Now this is the hidden screw that you need to take out so you can remove that air vent, and once it's out, you can just pull on the vent like a fat kid opening the door at a Burger King, because there are still 3 clips holding it in and they are a really snug fit. But finally, now the vent is out, you can pop off that trim covering the hole where the secret compartment is going to fit into. And here's a little sneak peek of what's behind your dash in the Mini. Interesting. Now, because I bought this trim second-hand, I had to transfer over the clips from the original piece of trim that I'd just removed, which was, you know, no dramas. I noticed that there are a couple of holes for screws already. Not sure why. I'd imagine the 4 clips are going to be more than sufficient to keep it in place. And once I'd slotted it back into position and gave it a little clean, I gave it a test press and, yeah, absolutely zero movement. You'll love to see it. All that was left to do now was to reassemble everything in the opposite order to how I'd taken them out. So, air vent back in first, followed by the screen. Remember, the top just clips in, and so you're aware there are a couple of little tabs on the underside that need to be pushed into place for the head unit to sit back into position. Once it's flush, whack your screws back in before popping that surround back on. Finally, there's that little bit up top to tap back in and voila, you're done. It took me less than half an hour to do all that, and that was with me filming it all by myself too. There is no reason why this job should take you any longer than 10 or 15 minutes if you've done something similar to this before. And if you've never played about with any interior bits in your life before, then why not start now? Save yourself some money and have a go. There's not a great deal left for me to say because, I mean, it looks exactly the same in here now. Except I've now got an extra hidden cubby hole to hide whatever I want in. But it's not really that secret anymore, is it? Because I've made a video on it so everyone knows where it is. Fantastic. Well, at least when you install it, people won't know you have it. Is it a worthy upgrade? Too right it is. Should Mini have discontinued it? Absolutely not. Anyway, that's it for this one. If there are any more parts you want to see me retrofit to this Mini, then leave a comment down below. Anything but that LED display unit that fits in exactly the same spot as this compartment because 1, I've wanted this compartment for ages, and 2, I don't live in Malaysia where stuff like that is acceptable. But yeah, thanks for watching. Drop the video a like if you found it useful or enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more Mini and Mini truck content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.